I must have got excited. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. This is the third session of day one of these little song sprint sessions. I went away, cleared my head a little, went for a drive, and thought, you know what, I don't really want to finish on a rowdy track, so I thought, well, I might just come back and do something low and slow. So I've literally just walked in, fired up, and hit go. So let's just go for number 3 of today, and I'm going to use some other instrumentation today. So I'm just going to name the track. We're kind of low and slow. I've already had a song called Low and Slow from way back, but I'm kind of feeling something like that kind of thing. Maybe something a little more somber. A satchel of cotton wool. No, a briefcase. Oops. Briefcase of cotton wool. That'll do. Cool. And that's going to go not into flat packs, but that is going to go into there, into session 001. Good to go. Now I am going to get slow on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the tempo to something like 70. Get a click going and see how. Kind of maybe an 8/4 kind of, maybe just a flow. I don't know. Let's just start by pulling up a nice soft. The Moog might be a little bit full on for this. Let's just make a new audio track called the Nova, and we'll hope for something kind of low and. Oh, actually, that was from that previous track, wasn't it? Was that number 1 today? But I'm just going to turn off the arpeggio because I don't think we need that at all. It's always when you're not recording, eh? Okay, so that was an E. Okay, yeah, that'll be it. That'll do. If yeah, all right. Put us into record and okay. What was it? Yeah, okay. That E working back up into there is going to be reasonably nice as well. Now, what have I got to? Yeah, okay, that's cool. Okay, I'm going to keep it at that, I think. No selection. Let's just see what happens, I guess. Slow and slow, Christopher. There we go. Yeah, okay, all right. note. Wrong note, just there at the end. If I just go into punch mode, I should be able to just drop in. Something like that, that'll do. Let's just go and tidy up that mess that I made there. Hey. Let's get out of slippy. Now this could get a little tricky. I think right there will be close enough. No, that is wrong and bad. Okay, let's just move that along a little. Okay. Tricky thing with these synths is they're so clean that, and as soon as you move, actually it's only one little chunk, isn't it? And it's all going to be a little bit late. You know what? I think I'm actually just going to be a bit rough as guts on this. I think I'm going to move that over there. And I'm actually just going to move that up to there and call that almost, not quite that rough as guts. Come on, give me a little bit of credit, right? Okay, come here. You come here. Are we on slipping? What's going on? Oh, that's the end of that. Still, we should be able to. There we go. That's what I'm after. Thank you. Roughly there. There we go. Beautiful. Well, not beautiful, but that's all you're going to get. I was promising some brass on the thumbnail, so it would be remiss of me not to do some brass. Now, the reality of the situation is that I haven't done brass or things other than trumpet for quite a long time. And the trumpet stuff that I've been doing has been very sporadic lately anyway as well. So I think that I'm actually going to have to go from high to low in terms of instruments, which is not necessarily the way that I want to go, certainly just in terms of embouchure, because if I blow my lips out on a big old tuba going or similar, then trying to play some nice pretty trumpet after that is going to be pretty difficult at the best of times. So I've got a nice old trumpet, an old Besson from the 50s that is a lot darker. It's this one here. It's a lot darker than the shiny I was using on some previous videos. kind of a dark, nice kind of woolly, darker, woolly, not woolly, a nice kind of, you know, soft, much softer tone than normal, or than the other one. So I think this certainly calls for that. Okay, so let's maybe make 8 brass, maybe 8 horn. It's getting a bit full on, isn't it? Let's just go 8 horn and put them into to change the types of folders in here. I'm just going Command up and down on my Mac. I believe that's Control up and down on your Windows box. To change the kind of folder, we want to route the tracks to the new folder. They are all going to be horns. Okay, and they are all, I think, going to be coming in that beautiful little ribbon mic, which is in mic 1. And so if I just make you live, hey, sounds like it's doing a thing. You know what? I really want to get into the space. I'm going to chuck myself into a reverb now. Multiverb, or kind of tempted by Black Hole. Multiverb, I think. Okay, where are we going to be? Stadium? No. Concert hall? Yeah, maybe. Yeah? Hey! What does this sound like in Berlin? It's a bit kind of, I maybe want it a little bit tighter than that. Vienna, oh, I did go to a place in Vienna last year. Actually went to a tiny little room that was cold and damp and just had a harpsichord and three players in it. And it was a place where Mozart used to play. And it was just a really fantastic little concert, actually. I think I want to get a bit darker than all of that. Yeah. Oh, garden hall. Yeah, maybe something like that. Let's just see if I can figure out what kind of key we're in. I think that's the key. Where did we end up going there? Is that all right? F sharp in there on there. Is that right? Because if that's an F, then I'm in G, which is in a yeah. Okay. Here we go. We've got some realizations going on. What does it do there? I think it was okay-ish. I don't know. That is not where that goes. That is not where that goes. Does it sound... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't like that entry anyway. And I think I'll go low there. You bastard, how dare you play that long on that last note. Okay. And I'll just shuffle you a little bit along. Because, you know, even that was a bit ugly, wasn't it? There we go. We'll just nicey that on. Here we go. That's all right. Well, that's one horn. What am I going to do with that? I mean, the obvious thing is to kind of do the bits in the middle, the kind of these chunks in here. I'd like to build up to kind of everyone having a big, like, all parts on that one. And it's probably maybe it is worth laying down some kind of upper register, still soft, but maybe some upper register horn up in there. What on earth is that? And what's the next note? Okay, I was right. That one will do it. Oh, it will not. Maybe there. That is way sharp, eh? The whole thing sharp. Oh, I could have turned on the tuner, and then licked it into good. I actually just want to get on the old Melophone, I think, actually, truth be told. So let's do that. Let's do the Melophone buzz. Okay, so horn 2. This is going to be a voyage of discovery. I have no idea, because these things I've got a few different crooks for this particular horn, which is in this Melophone. It was made in 1904, I think. 1904, 1910? Oh, crikey. I might be fighting a little bit with the valves. We might see how far we can get with this. But I'm just going to go in and see how we go. It's certainly going to be a voyage of key discovery. Wish me luck! Okay, that was the thing. I think the horn's going between the legs at the moment. Turns out that that key wasn't too bad for that horn. Okay. Yeah, so. What on earth was that? Okay, no, those were dreadful. These were awful. So I'm just gonna quickly fix them up. Very out of tune. You know, all of those horn tracks that I made, I'm not sure that I need lots and lots of them. Rough and ready, let's just point the tuba at the blimmin' microphone and see if I can make any noise out of the thing. I don't think I picked this thing up. Literally picked this thing up. For at least 3, maybe 4 years. Can I even make a noise out of it? Oh yeah, they're not too bad. Okay. We'll just see what we can find. Now, I have no idea. I'm getting all caught up in it. Oh. Yep. Okay. I am gonna just do those bits, I think. Yeah, I think I'm done on the tuba. So maybe some of that. We had some confidence then, didn't he? That horn was, all of the horn is just so out of tune. I haven't bothered tuning any of it, right? So I might just jump into Melodyne quickly. How long have we been? 47 minutes for 3 little tracks. That's pretty slow going. I said it was going to be low and slow. But I do want to bash this one out in kind of an hour or maybe hour and a half max. Let's just Melodyne all of this and see what we got. So diving on into Melodyne and let's make our blobs quite blobby. Thinking, yeah, of course it's only trumpet for a start, isn't it? So let's just start with just horn 1. And I'll go through this as quickly as I can. Bit of D pitch along the way. That's actually a bit high. What am I doing this in solo? Silly, silly, silly. I'm going to just split this note here. It's pretty, I just like to get that up a little. That's fine. You can shut up for a moment. D-pitch, D-pitch, D-pitch. It's fine. No, what are you doing? Hey. Actually, let's not select all of those and then it won't keep doing that. And I won't get annoyed at it because it's just acting the way that I'm telling it to. Because, you know, computers. Okay, no point in getting annoyed. Just fix the thing. How much are we fixing this? I'm not going to fix those ones. He says as he fixes those ones. Didn't need to do that much to that one. Drag it into line a little. Let's fix these before we get to them, eh? Leave that one a little bit sharp, I think. Just to piss off the perfect pitch people, I'm sorry. It's like way down there. Crikey. How's about it? Don't even know where these are meant to be. Oh, somewhere around there, I guess. Ooh. Now I'm going to leave that one exactly where it is. Actually, I'm going to just undo that. Cool. Not going to listen to the rest of that. Don't need to. That'll be good enough. Okay, horn two only. I should hear how it plays against the other horn, actually. Let's just delete that because I didn't play that really. I didn't really play that. Oh, looks a bit sharp, doesn't it? Oh, no, it's all over the fucking place. Vibrato much? Come in a bit earlier, please. Snapping, aren't I, by the looks of that? Turn off the snap up there. Okay, and actually I want to be on my main tool, so I can just come in a little bit earlier on that one, I think. I mean, it is just kind of playing around. I could almost salvage that. Now, my mate Ashley tells me that he is ever impressed by the way I'm able to salvage the worst blooming little solo runs and things like that, where I just end up going, what on earth key am I? We'll just find out what that does now. Anyway, he'll be impressed or not. Now, yeah, pretty rough. I'm just going to go up to the top of that and chop that right there. I'm just fucking around with this now. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. It's weird. I'm keeping it. Oh yeah, this. Oh sheesh. Let's keep this as tight as we can. Well, not as tight as we can, but wow, that bass in there is just doing my ears in. I hope that's really not too bad for you guys on the stream. I might just turn that down slightly. Okay. Whatever that is, it feels like it's a thing we got to a place, but in reality, it's just a bit weird, the whole thing, isn't it? Okay, let's go into horn 3. Horn 3 only, please. There's just our tubas, and nah, surely not. F. I might just tighten that up. Just get you in realm. Just so you're not beating too much against the Nova. Hokidori. I'm just gonna, we'll just leave it there at that. And I think I probably want to actually just put a nice little clean compression on it. So if that's the case, I'm gonna go for the Fab Filter. Just a safety up around the edges. I actually want to, I'm gonna commit that without listening. How about that? Am I doing that? I think I am. Commit, please. And then I'm just going to have bounced horn tracks. So all of these ones, I don't think we're actually going to use them, truth be told. So let's just go back and delete those, because it's not feeling like a whole lot kind of, broad spectrum choral brass bandy, which is where it absolutely could have gone, but it didn't. And I'm partially pleased because of that. However, I do want to add some other bits and pieces. What key is? Oh, that's an A. That harmonica. No, I know it was a bad idea from the start. I agree. Maybe just some cymbals. Maybe just some rolling cymbals. Oh, I haven't got my soft beaters. Since we've shifted into our house, I've got a couple of bits and pieces out in the shed, and I have misplaced my bag of drumsticks, which has all sorts of really fun things in it, but I really just don't have it. So let's not do that idea then. Let's do something else. Let's make a new track of, maybe I'll just start with some percussion. Let's make 4 percussion tracks and just see where that leads us. They went in there, didn't they? Yep, they did. Good. If I'm doing maybe a Cabassa? 214 might be nice for that one, actually. That one there. And I kind of want to do a time delay on it. Yeah. Okay. Maybe a few more than that. Okay, but I think these guys are going to be in the same reverb, except they're going to be fully wet. Maybe we can pull the delay back a bit. Yo. And maybe it doesn't need to be full wet. Okay, yeah, it was a bit much. Okay, let's just see how we go. Strange. Let's do something else. I think I've kind of had enough of that by then. Now what I was going to do was maybe do a drum track, but I just wanted to get some kick actually. I'll bring all of them in, but I'll actually just get rid of the majority of them. That through to there. Don't want overheads. Oh, actually, what was I talking about earlier? Some swells. I haven't really got anything soft that I can use. Maybe those are good enough. See how we go. So let's just get rid of those tracks because we don't need them. How are we going to work this? We need a new submaster, don't we? So I want to go a new auxiliary input, like so, and I'm going to call it sub. And that's going to go out to the there, and so you are not going to go to it, but you and you and you are. And that's going to be your main outputs now to the sub-sub. And then on the sub-sub, we will put a compressor. And this drum will send out to the rhythm bus. So let's just pick a rhythm bus input like so. And it's just because we've only got mono, it's fine to just do that one. We're just going to go you and you into record. And need to set up our sidechain to external rhythm bus. Threshold is going to be so on, so on, so on, so and so. And hopefully that should just give us a lovely whoop of everything. And I will tune it up later. Fast and just kind of a slowish release because we're at 70 BPM. So actually 160's, you know what, I'm not going to do the maths right now. I'm just going to hear it later on and that'll be easier for me. I probably will put the click on an obnoxiously loud amount just so that I've got something to keep me roughly in check. Maybe. Okay. I want to get a bit more thud out of it just so I can tell what's going on. I'm going to give that down in there. nowhere near the thwop that I wanted out of that. However, let's just have a play through and see what we get. Maybe what I'll do is I'll actually send all of it just to the bus. Where are we there? Oh, no! Okay, whatever. No, I'll put that back up the submaster, I think. Just need to put heaps to it. None of that, just the ribbon. Somewhere around there it is, isn't it? It's better than where it was, I think. A little bit some more subdued. Yeah, it was a bit in your face before. Alrighty, so, yeah, what am I feeling? I mean, it's kind of feeling like a little bit of a nothing. Yeah, there's some pretty moments, but is it really? I don't think we need the drums in for... I'll tell you what. Why don't we just do this? Yep, okay, so I need to kind of talk about something or say something or at least make something interesting around this stuff because I'm not feeling like it's overly interesting, to be quite honest. So let's just make a new vocal track. Okay, Vox is not going into part of horn, it is just going down here. Now, this is kind of about the time that I would use the vocal synth weird thing from Isotope. What input are we going to have? It's 2 and 4, I think. Yeah, and it just was weird things, you know. I'm going to bring up some presets and quickly flick through them and just see what I've used quite a few of these before, and if you've ever so it might be a little bit too much. Okay. Actually, that's kind of I might be able to make that one work. Yeah, but what am I going to write about? 3, and then it's called Briefcase of Cottonwool. Okay, well, I'm just going to talk about the Briefcase of Cottonwool. Pretty much.
It was part of my mission. One of the early ones, before I had been properly trained. The little envelope that I got, it had the instructions on it. Told me I had to take a briefcase basically from one suburb to another. I didn't quite understand. I mean, working for these guys, you never quite know what they're going to ask you to do or anything like that, so it just kind of made sense to go along with it, right? But I didn't realize that they were treating me so kind of like it was nothing, like felt so light. It was just so light. Well, I was pretty poor at the time, and so I just kind of had a look at the bus routes and got on the bus and went down to the back and sat down with my briefcase. And someone came and sat beside me. They asked me what was in the briefcase. I was honest. I haven't opened the briefcase. I have no idea what's in the briefcase. I don't believe you, he said. And he was kind of uppity, you know, he was all kind of wound up and stuff. And I was just like, man, I don't know what's in the briefcase. I kind of motioned for him to move over to the other seat, over the other side of that kind of thing, but he wasn't really interested in moving as such, so we kind of sat there awkwardly, side by side, and then I was pretty pleased to see that I was turning up. I was getting close to the suburb that I had to deliver the briefcase to. This was fantastic. So I got off over the next stop and I walked briskly. I was looking behind me a wee bit a few times. I was kind of watching to make sure and see that I wasn't being followed by that weird guy on the bus. And anyway, I knocked on the door. I did the knock that they told me, and the door swung open, and they let me inside and sat me down and opened the briefcase, and the only thing that was in it was cotton wool, like just cotton wool.
I did record that, right? Okay, well that was a weird little story. But I think that's our song. What are we at? An hour and a half. Yeah, cool, that's about where we're at. I might just quickly pull that back. So see how it's sitting in the mix. Where do we get loudest, I think?
Well, I knocked on the door. I did the knock that they told me, and the door swung open, and they let me inside and sat me.
I'm just going to do a little bit of...
Didn't moving as such, so we kind of sat there awkwardly, side by side, and then I was pretty pleased to see that I was turning up. I was getting close to the suburb that I had to deliver the briefcase to. This was fantastic. So I got off over the next stop and I walked briskly. I was looking behind me a wee bit a few times. I was kind of watching to make sure and see that I wasn't moving as such. So we kind of sat there awkwardly, side by side, and then I was pretty pleased to see that I was turning up. I was getting close to the suburb that I had to deliver the briefcase to. The only thing that was in it was cotton wool, like just cotton wool.
Okay, I think I want to actually just hit that with a compressor just before it gets there. It's already pretty crunchy, but you know, we could do with a little more crunch always in our lives, right? So here we go, a bit more crunch. Let's just, we don't need to worry about sidechain.
No, I mean, I guess they were just trying me out and things, but man, I picked up that briefcase and it felt so light. It was just so light. Well, I was pretty poor at the time.
Bit of a de-esser, I think. I don't know.
I had to look at the bus routes and got on the bus and went down to the back and sat down with my briefcase. And someone came and sat beside me. They asked me what was in the briefcase. I was honest. I haven't opened the briefcase. I have no idea what's in the briefcase. was all kind of wound up and stuff. And I was just like, man, I don't know what's in the briefcase.
Okay, time to just chuck our favourite old mastery on it and see what it does.
And to move over to the other seat, have the other side of that kind of thing. But he wasn't really interested in moving as such, so we kind of sat there awkwardly, side by side, and then I was pretty pleased to see that I was turning up. I was getting close to the suburb that I had to deliver the briefcase to. This was fantastic. So I got off of the next stop and I walked briskly. I was looking behind me a wee bit a few times. I was kind of watching to make sure and see that I wasn't being followed by that weird guy on the bus. And anyway, I knocked on the door. I did the knock that they told me, and the door swung open and they let me inside and sat me down and opened the briefcase, and the only thing that was in it was cotton wool, like just cotton wool.
I kind of like that. I'm gonna just see if I can tidy these guys up just slightly, because that's all just a little bit.
Cotton wool, like just cotton wool.
Get rid of all you too. And then fade you out there. Just want to make sure in my speakers that it's not absolutely killer, and then I'll bounce it out, I think. Excuse the double noise.
Just cotton wool.
Yeah, okay. So when we get at our high,
that kind of thing, but he wasn't really interested in moving as such, so we kind of sat there awkwardly, side by side, and then I was pretty pleased to see that I was turning up. I was getting close to the suburb that I had to deliver the briefcase to. This was fantastic. So I got off of the next stop and I walked briskly. I was looking behind me a wee bit a few times. I was kind of watching to make sure and see that I wasn't being followed by that weird guy on the bus. And anyway, I knocked on the door. I did the knock that they told me, and the door swung open and they let me inside and sat me down.
end is right there. And what do I got at the start? Get rid of all that. Start it there. Boom. Let's get rid of everything prior to that, like so, and then just give it a nice, everything a nice little fade in. I kind of feel like it needs a little bit more like that. I might just try one more acoustic guitar, or one acoustic guitar, not one more, through a big old like black hole reverb, I reckon. Stereo up that puppy, and actually let's take all the top end off it before it goes in there. Before I've even plugged the thing in, I know that I'm going to want to do pretty much that. That may be slightly aggressive, but we'll see. Let's go with an acoustic guitar. I don't have a Strat for this. For the first time today, you're coming down to my level. Okay. Soft pick. Close enough for rock and roll, we reckon. Okay, this is guitar 1. Oh no. Did I blow the batteries in this last time I... No. Oh no. No, I must have. Okay, we're going back into... Oh, excuse me. I'm not going to do that again to you. What's going to be our quickest and easiest way of doing that, actually? I reckon I can just get away with being a bit rough and guts, actual. Let's take the master off. And that takes away that latency. What were we in? F.
It was part of my mission. One of the early ones, before I had been properly trained. The little envelope that I got that had the instructions on it told me I had to take a briefcase from basically from one suburb to another. I didn't quite understand. I mean, working for these guys, you never quite know what they're going to ask you to do or anything like that. So it just kind of made sense to go along with it, right? But I didn't realize that they were treating me so kind of, well, like I was nothing, like I was an idiot. You know, I mean, I guess they were just trying me out and things, but man, I picked up that briefcase and it felt so light. It was just so light. Well, I was pretty poor at the time, and so I just kind of had a look at the bus routes and got on the bus and went down to the back and sat down with my briefcase. And someone came and sat beside me. They asked me what was in the briefcase. I was honest. I haven't opened the briefcase. I have no idea what's in the briefcase. I don't believe you, he said. And he was kind of uppity, you know, he was all kind of wound up and stuff. And I was just like, man, I don't know what's in the briefcase. Well, I kind of motioned for him to move over to the other seat, over the other side of that kind of thing, but he wasn't really interested in moving as such, so we kind of sat there awkwardly, side by side, and then I was pretty pleased to see that I was turning up. I was getting close to the suburb that I had to deliver the briefcase to. This was fantastic. So I got off at the next stop and I walked briskly. I was looking behind me a little bit a few times. I was kind of watching to make sure and see that I wasn't being followed by that weird guy on the bus. And anyway, I knocked on the door. I did the knock that they told me, and the door swung open, and they let me inside and sat me down and opened the briefcase, and the only thing that was in it was cotton wool, like just cotton wool.
That was weird. I overplayed that to the nth degree, but that's okay. That's what I do, right? Hey. Okay, let's get the pick out of my mouth. Let's turn that off so that it doesn't. Oh, wow! Hi. Interesting for not pointing a guitar at a microphone at all.
That I got that had the instructions on it. Told me I had to take a briefcase from suburb to another I didn't quite understand. I mean, working for these guys, you never quite know what they're going to ask you to do or anything like that, so it just kind of made sense to go along with it, right? But I didn't realize that they were treating me so kind of like I was nothing, like I was an idiot. You know, I mean, I guess they were just trying me out and things, but man, I picked up that briefcase and it felt so light. It was just so light.
It's a bit toppy still, I think.
You know, I was pretty poor at the time, and so I just kind of had a look at the bus routes and got on the bus and went down to the back and sat down with my briefcase. And someone came and sat beside. I picked up that briefcase and it felt so light. It was just so light. Well, I was pretty poor at the time.
Now, I'm pretty sure that's NAB tape. And I used to use, there used to be a setting on the tape machines that I used when I first started engineering, way back in the late 80s, early 90s, where you could choose the NAB or the EQ of the tape, the NAB or the IEC, and the 7.5 or 15. Is it 7.5 and 15 that it's got, or has it got 30 on there as well? 7.5 and 15 is the speed of the tape. That's IPS, and that's the inches per second. That's the actual number of inches per second of tape that would go past. I've done that, but actually I want to put on that Cush Brightney kind of, was it clariphonic, just to bring a little bit of clarity back to it down there.
Realized that they were treating me so kind of like I was nothing, like I was an idiot. You know, I mean, I guess they were just trying me out and things, but man, I picked up that briefcase and it felt so light.
A little bit too much. Maybe silk actually on that. Yeah, that's better.
So light.
And sheen? Yeah.
Well, I was pretty poor at the time, and so I just kind of had a look at the bus routes and got on the bus and went down to the back and sat down with my briefcase.
Okay, we're bouncing. Enough of this faffin, muckin and faffin. The Briefcase of Cottonwool. All right, that was a weird way to finish the day. We are indeed bouncing our 3 minute and 36 second long. Whoa. I just need to double check the ending of this.
Just cotton wool.
I don't think we're quite finished there, are we? We've still got reverbs and crap going on. Now the end is the end. Okay, cool. I did add a marker track. Marker tracks are fairly new to me. I've been away from Pro Tools and stuff for about 3 years, traveling overseas or working overseas, and there's a few things that I'm still getting to grips with. Import after bounce. Yes, session file to bounce files, that's correct. That is session 1, track number 3, on its way down. That's third one for the day. That's coming up on 2 hours, so that one's a bit shorter, and the track's a bit shorter as well and a bit kind of easier. Hey, thanks for sticking around. Really pleased that you've stuck it through. If you've got this far and you want some more, please let me know in the comments, and I'll keep doing it. If nobody's interested, it's cool too. You know, all good. It's just me doing my stuff, and this is pretty much what I do anyway, so I just thought, well, you know, since I'm doing it, I might as well show you guys what I actually do, because I do this reasonably regularly, usually at least once a month. However, these streams I'm going to try and get out once a week, at least do 1 or 2 tracks a week, and then just put them out for you guys to see. The live streams I'll try and do on Saturdays, New Zealand time, and which is kind of Friday night, Friday afternoons, US and UK time, and Europe. I probably want to start a little bit earlier in the morning than I did today, which was about 11 o'clock. So maybe 7 or 8 or something like that. I tend to do pretty quiet, lots of acoustic guitar songs first thing in the morning, because usually my partner doesn't wake up until a little bit later than that, but only a little bit. And actually should be fine. It should be delivering me coffee and all the amazing things. And speaking of amazing things, thank you for watching through to the end. And it is time to stop. So love you guys. Take care. And yeah, let me know what you think. I'm really interested. Like I really am. Yeah, take care. Bye.
It was part of my mission. One of the early ones, before I had been properly trained. The little envelope that I got that had the instructions on it told me I had to take a briefcase. A briefcase from basically from one suburb to another. I didn't quite understand. I mean, working for these guys, you never quite know what they're going to ask you to do or anything like that. So it just kind of made sense to go along with it, right? But I didn't realize that they were treating me so kind of like I was nothing, like I was an idiot. You know, I mean, I guess they were just trying me out and things, but man, I picked up that briefcase and it felt so light. It was just so light. Well, I was pretty poor at the time, and so I just kind of had a look at the bus routes and got on the bus and went down to the back and sat down with my briefcase. And someone came and sat beside me. They asked me what was in the briefcase. I was honest. I haven't opened the briefcase. I have no idea what's in the briefcase. I don't believe you, he said. And he was kind of uppity, you know, he was all kind of wound up and stuff. And I was just like, man, I don't know what's in the briefcase. I kind of motioned for him to move over to the other seat of the other side of that kind of thing, but he wasn't really interested in moving as such, so we kind of sat there awkwardly, side by side, and then I was pretty pleased to see that I was turning up. I was getting close to the suburb that I had to deliver the briefcase to. This was fantastic. So I got off of at the next stop and I walked briskly. I was looking behind me a wee bit a few times. I was kind of watching to make sure and see that I wasn't being followed by that weird guy on the bus. And anyway, I knocked on the door. I did the knock that the dude told me, and the door swung open, and they let me inside and sat me down and opened the briefcase, and the only thing that was in it